Welcome back to game. As you can all see on the start screen, what game we're playing, Cyberpunk 2037 Act 1. We are, of course, in the beautiful and luxurious city of Night City in the Republic of Cascadia. This is 10 years post the event of the nuclear device being set off in Arasaka Tower. Now,
to whom it may concern, which is Slicer and Jeremy. Slicer is one of our players who goes also by the name Venom. He controls a character named Lilith. His character and acquaintance of his have been scanning a supercomputer for new information, and they discover a protocol that will help them reverse some of the damage that has been done on this particular day, and they activate it, releasing a bright flash of light throughout all of Night City and bringing us to the start of our game. Kingston,
Yep.
You wake up and go about your day. Slight feelings of deja vu, but, what else is new in a city where, you go through the same daily grind all the time? Days can flow together. You are heading into work. You enter into the club where you work, you say hi to your boss, she says hi back, and gestures for you to go and take your place in the kitchen.
All right. Well, I take on my, put on my hat and my, what is that? What is that? The little hairnet,
Mm-hmm.
And head to the sink there, wash my hands up, and get prepping.
As you go in there, you meet the new baker who was brought on to help assist in baking matters in the kitchen. It seemed like, as we've expanded the pastries on the menu, that we needed a head baker as well. So the head baker is in the kitchen getting ready as well.
Singing, unless the boss told her not to already.
No,
Hey, how's it
singing is
going,
fine.
Baker?
Okay.
You're a new face here.
the baker is a character named, how do you want your name pronounced?
Murray.
Murray, being played by Czar. Kage, you are also coming into work. You prefer to enter in through the back and come up through the elevators to the first floor, which you have done. And you are making your way to where you normally hang out, sort of off to the side of the bar on the main floor. So Kage his player's not here yet, but he will be going and he'll first go up to the tower to meet his boss. So he heads up to the I guess you call floor observation tower. Would probably be the best way to describe it. Same thing with Coventry, the new hired on bodyguard, who also is coming into work today. She was hired on at the
Advisement of Kage.
when today is her first day. His character is a hired on bodyguard, who also is coming into work today. She was hired on at the
Advisement of Kage.
when today is her first day.
Max is. We have a character named Maxine
Who is being played by my friend Clay, who is CB is Rich, as his avatar name in Roll20. His character is a blogger who tends to get into trouble. She investigates stories she probably shouldn't and then blogs about them online. She's also gone through some stuff in her life path that has turned her into a spirit detective of sorts. She has a partner in this endeavor who is a ghost by the name of Baron Dietrich. This ghost is of a bounty hunter from a long, long time ago, a demon hunter.
So you're just at the club, just keeping your ear out for stories, looking for new things to investigate.
Hikaru, the grand hostess, is hanging out in the floor observation talking to, again, Coventry and Kage as they come in for their day. Those two are hired on as bodyguards specifically for Grand Host Hikaru, which is played by me, the GM. My Roll20 name is Alice O. And yes, the O is short for, oh my god, why would you do that to us? This is a horrible, horrible thing. Why would you do that to the party? Or it's, oh, have you no conscience? How could you do that to us? So that pretty much lays the scene for everyone that is here. We have King of Kings in Roll20 is the GM assistant. He will be handling everybody's health bars and numbers. He helps out with NPCs and stuff like that. We love him, and he keeps the game running smoothly.
Sorry, not talking too much, setting stuff up in the background.
Now we are technically ready to start, so I will need to see everyone's initiative rolls whenever they can file them in. All right, so the other character that needs to be set up that I forgot, sorry, is Lilith. What exactly you're doing there is you and Jeremy have gone about your day, and you found yourselves back at the club. You don't know if the program worked, but it seemed to. So you are hanging out at the bar very, very nervously, waiting and watching to see what happens. As soon as Mark is done setting up things in the background, he'll set up the turn order, and then we will be ready to go.
I'm just curious, what time of day is it?
It's around. Well, your shift starts around 1:30 to 2. I'm pretty lenient. I let you file in about that. So it's about 1:30-ish, 2-ish.
Oh, okay. So it's about lunchtime, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
cooking lunch stuff. Okay. And so we probably got the hamburgers and fries going here. Fire with the fried shrimp, maybe nuggets going on. Oh, pizza maybe. Got some pizza going on. Burger with sauteed onions and bourbon sauce. Or in fact, a Philly cheese. I'll look at that one. Get that started. Get them all nice and crisp before I flip them over. Get a fresh batch of fries out of the fryer. Sprinkle a little bit of salt on that. I'm gonna have to taste one or two just to make sure it's quality control.
Okay, so first in the order of the turns, it looks like we have Lilith. But yes, so you're just sitting at the bar, having a drink, being all nervous and shit, waiting to see exactly what goes down.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my turn.
Lilith is holding an action.
My character's monitoring the floor, and I noticed that one of my cooks that was out smoking out back is suddenly not out back. I asked the kitchen if he came back into work because it seemed like a very sudden change. Did one of the cooks just re-enter the kitchen?
I check. Not sure. I've been too busy cooking, but I'll see.
All right, you go and investigate, and no, it doesn't appear that any other cook came back in just now from smoking.
It appears that right now it's just you and the head chef getting everything set up as other cooks are starting to come in the front.
Yeah, I report back to, I guess that was the boss who asked, Hikaru.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, didn't see anybody.
Weird.
So I go back to talking to Coventry and Kage.
So I
have
hold
to
my
roll
action
perception
beyond
then?
that. Alright, so that brings us to Mari.
She's gonna be baking. She's gonna sing while
Okay.
she works.
So she's just singing away and baking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kingston?
Your kitchen appears prepped now. 4 cooks have just walked in the front, and they're looking for coordination.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and assign someone to chop up the onions. Someone go into the freezer to, I guess, get more meat.
Okay.
And we'll sit up there and, bullshit about yesterday and daily life. And I'll introduce them to, was it Mayray?
Murray.
This is the crew here. We've been doing some cooking. This is cook A, B, C, and D.
Okay.
She'll give them a nod and say, "Hey, good to meet you all. Time to see what you're made of." She is one of the head cooks, right? Just for baking.
Yeah, she's the head baker.
Okay.
So that brings us to the next person in the turn order. Jeremy is next to you, just having his drink, also watching the door kind of nervously. So yeah, so he's just doing the same thing. He's also just having his drink, which
he appears to be just simply drinking. Okay, so he goes up to the bar and he orders a Dr. Pepper, clearly not knowing what to actually do at a bar. And the bartender gives him a very odd look like, okay.
After he gets his drink, I'm going to call it that, I will sidle on over to him and I will say, My name is Max. What's yours?
Well, he's sort of stunned that a girl's talking to him. In fact, as soon as you speak, he sort of turns to you, leaps out of his chair with a bit of a yelp, and is sort of like looks very taken aback that there's this female standing before him.
Why?
That
I
he's talking to the mythical female creature.
as he looks startled, as he reacts to me, I say, "Don't. That's okay. Don't worry. I just want to know what your name is. What's your name?"
Through a series of very awkward stutters and stumbles, he says that his name is Jeremy Linden.
Jeremy, my name's Max. Nice to meet you.
He gives more awkward blushes and looks back at his drink and tries to.
I'm not gonna bite. It's okay. I'm just wondering, what brings you to this place right now?
I'm with her over there,
And she
and he points over at Lilith.
You were with her.
Well, not like with her, but like we met and then yeah, but not like that way, but yeah,
He's a net runner buddy of mine.
Oh, a net runner.
yeah, buddy, yeah, like that.
Oh, okay. Hello. I direct my attention toward Lilith now. So you're a net runner, are you?
She'll nod and keeping her eye on the door, looking kind of worried.
As you look at the door, I look at the door. I say, "Are you expecting someone?"
You could say I might be expecting someone. Or a group of someones.
So you don't look like you're going to welcome them. What's the problem?
Looking, checking her time, and it's like, you might have a hard time understanding this.
The Baron points out the fact that
He talks to me.
we've met this.
Okay.
Yeah, he says to Max, we've met this person before, and he requests that you check your audio video recordings for the past 24 hours.
All right. And I say to Lilith, I think we've met somewhere before. Let me check something. You might be able to help me out here. Let's take a look at this. And I bring up my forearm, and in my forearm there's a screen, and I play up the next I start the past 12 hours. When I get back to the familiar, when I search back to the bar that I'm in, I see the bar that I'm in. And I go, well, that's weird. And then I hit play, and we watch the ensuing incident. And then I look at Lilith and go, who the hell are you? And why are you on my arm in this bar yesterday? And I don't remember this. What the hell is going on?
She shrugs her shoulders and it's like, I have no idea what's going on or why none of you guys remember what happened yesterday, but this is a repeat of the same day.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Can we do something to maybe mitigate this nastiness that's going down in here? I'm pointing to my arm as I ask him.
What am I seeing at the on?
You're seeing the fight we had. You're seeing the beginning of a fight, and then you see me tear off into the ladies' room. And at that point, eventually you see a guard coming through the door. I'm cowering under a bed, so I'm kind of looking out and watching the door, and you see a couple people come through the door and a couple people die, but you hear lots of gunfire and you hear orders being barked, and it's apparently some kind of when you see the uniforms on the guys that I do see, you see that they're Militech uniformed squads, and there's quite a few of them. Where from my vantage point, you couldn't see any of them, but when they came into the you heard lots of gunfire and shouting orders, and then it just broke loose. Crazy people going all over the place and stuff. So, and I have it on the best authority that this attack, and every once in a while I'll stop talking and it looks like I'm listening to somebody, and the Baron's explaining to me what happened, what he knows has happened, and how the fight ensued, and I'm going to relay that to you. Several squads of Militech people came in the kitchen, came in the front door, and we're looking for somebody in particular. Let me hang on. Oh, okay. They were looking for her. Oh my God. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. We gotta do something. If this is really a repeat, are you telling me, Lilith, that this will happen again?
That's why I'm looking at the door very nervously with Jeremy. We all thinking that it will happen with the attack of the second attack as well.
Okay. So, can we lock the door? Can we tell? Oh, I know. Who runs this place? Who runs this place?
All right, so Coventry, it's your turn. So Clyde, you are up in the floor management tower talking to your boss who just hired you, and it's basically like I'm getting to know you because I like to get to know my bodyguards, and you were just brought on, so I'm doing a general talk. I'm like, so I know that people in your line of work don't typically have a formal resume, but they do thrive on reputation, and I don't know yours. What other past clients have you worked for?
Mr. Johnson?
Okay. Duly noted. You already fail on giving out your clients' information. I would expect you would never give out mine even if asked.
Whatever you say, Mr. Johnson.
Ah, very clever. Very clever. Aliases for your clients. Nice. Very clever. All right, so now that they've just entered the Discord, we have Raphael. And is Nick here yet?
Yes.
All right, so we have Raphael and Nick. Nick shows up in the Roll20 as Bob Ross, and Raphael shows up as Raphael. Raphael controls Yanisha, I guess is how you want that pronounced.
You got it right.
And Nick controls Kage, the one who recommended Coventry to me, and is in the room talking with me and Coventry. So I ask you about your clients. So you give me an alias list, basically, then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know who any of these people are, but how would you pitch yourself to me exactly, since I can't exactly look up these people?
Well,
Can you at least give me a general idea of what those jobs entailed?
yeah. The only job I didn't succeed at was, this one job we had to find this woman, a net runner. I could not find her.
Net runners can be slippery individuals. Well,
that was her name.
You do come recommended by Kage, so I guess I'll just go with his recommendation. Don't disappoint me.
Make sure I get my paycheck on time.
Oh, and no intimidating the clientele?
Never, unless you so order it, sir.
Good. So I say, okay, you're dismissed. Why don't you go make sure everything is going okay on the second floor?
Okay.
I'll have Kage work the first floor, you work the second floor. As you walk out of the room and start making your way to the second floor, I turn to Kage and go, you didn't mention she has a great ass. That brings us to, me and Kage are now conversing. That brings us to top of turn cycle. So as the head baker and the head chef are getting their kitchen organized and preparing the specials of the day, they hear a hissing, a very loud hissing, and 4 thuds attached to the back door. And as they look to the back door, they see this yellowish glow line starting to appear along in the square form on the doors, and sparks begin to shoot out as 2 thermite charges blow in the back door, and smoke grenades immediately fill the room.
Just curious, would Kingston kind of understand maybe something has happened with time?
Give me a roll to read chronozite levels. You have to roll high to notice the temporal disparity, but try.
All right, and what am I rolling?
You're doing an architectural power check. So for those who don't know what that is, as I've already explained to him, but I'll explain it again. It is a d20 plus your character level, or half your character level plus your will save.
Plus half character level plus will save.
So it would be a d20 half your character level,
Plus
and then your will.
16, 21.
And what he's attempting to do is he's attempting to read the concentration in the air of chronozite particles. Otherwise, what's known as chronozite temporal saturation. All right, so 34, that's good. Yeah, you can definitely detect that the chronocytes appear to be operating on a negative frequency at the moment, as if they've just been reset. They're vibrating at an abnormal frequency. I'm trying to think if you'll be able to interpret this though, beyond just it being abnormal. Yeah, you don't know exactly like the true nature of what's happened, but it definitely is temporarily abnormal. So
if I'm seeing negative time, that means I'm running behind time, basically, instead of positive.
yeah, it means that they don't appear to be processing as quickly as they should be, or that they were just restarted. Two things can cause them to vibrate at this frequency. Either something is stalling them from vibrating at positive levels, or they've been restarted and they're operating in a past state.
All right, then I'll yell, "Something's wrong! Everyone, run!"
So that's how you shout out to your cooks. So your cooks begin running out of the kitchen, and I see this on the cameras from my station. And I start announcing that to the kitchens that, yeah, I don't want to panic the clientele yet, but I'm just like, I just heard Kage to go and head to the kitchens. I also whisper in the intercoms to Coventry to head to the kitchen. And I tell my bouncer to start checking the front door and to get staff to safe places. Baron and Max and Lilith and Jeremy may all make perception checks to detect the sound. Remember, right now the club is hopping, so there's people everywhere. There's loud music, very loud music.
Now this is going to be a situational perception.
This is situational perception. So Lilith, it is your turn. You had one turn stockpiled as well, so you can take 2 turns worth of actions right now.
Well,
However,
I didn't hear it.
hear the noise. So, but is there anything else you want to do? You have 2 turns worth of actions, but you didn't hear the noise.
My character is going to just continue to stockpile because she's still focused on the front door.
All right, so you're not going to continue your conversation with Max then, unless Max heard it. Max, did you hear it? Nope, Max didn't hear it either.
She'll be like, kind of like to Max and be like, well, I don't know if there is going to be anything different, but I'm pretty sure that everything that happened yesterday is going to happen again. We just have to be prepared for it. And you'll see her being like in a stance ready to leap over the bar.
Now, right as you say that, you do hear this, and it's very obvious. The front door explodes in, and the bouncer
Every time.
is immediately shot through the head with what looks like high-capacity rounds, and his head basically explodes as another squad starts entering through there, covered by smoke grenades.
Just let me have a drink for once.
All right, so she's going to leap back behind the bar and draw her weapon and prepare for an assault.
All right.
Can Max move into this hallway behind the bar, please?
Yes, again, you have a stockpile turn. Lilith just used up all her stockpiles turns. You have a stockpile turn as well. So you move into the hall, and the Baron goes with you.
No.
Do you guys drag Jeremy behind the counter?
Yes.
Or you just leave him there awkwardly like, what the fuck?
No, I grab him by the collar and drag him with me.
All right. So that brings us to me. I've already issued orders to Kage and Coventry. I immediately send out a message to whoever is attacking that they better not hurt the clientele, because most of my clientele is the children of the people who pay them. I'm willing to bet most likely that this is some sort of corporate squad, which means that they wouldn't want to hurt the kids at corporate. Yeah.
I like that.
So I tell all my clientele to make their way to the backstage or to proceed to the nearest exit. And the squads do let them leave because obviously, again, they don't want to, be attacking the children of the people who pay them. My character then also throws down onto the dance floor my turret briefcase. I toss a briefcase down to the floor and I lock up the control tower after that. And that burns up all my actions. So the control tower is locked down after Kage leaves, and I threw down my briefcase, which deploys its turret. And the dance floor clears, and that brings us to Squad Commander Green. The green squad of the enemies is the first to make their way in.
They're coming inside. Take cover.
They're threatening everybody. As they enter, they're shouting for everyone to get on the floor. Hands on the back of their heads, face down. So that's what they're doing. And they immediately begin cuffing everyone who's on the ground. That brings us to you, head baker.
I don't want to submit to this. Marae's first order of business is to get herself out of here. Get on the floor with her hands on the back of her head, trying not to antagonize them.
Okay, they go over and they cuff you.
Yep.
And they tell you to stay there and not move.
Can I sit up?
No, they want you to stay facing down. So, Kingston.
All right.
Yes,
So, the cooks, when I shot at them to run, did they run or did that happen?
Yeah, many of them did get out, but not all of them. Again, remember, the whole place is filled with smoke, because they threw in smoke grenades first, so the whole kitchen is filled with smoke.
For my first action, that's haste, and I believe I can haste Marae and who the other cooks that I can get.
Yeah, why don't you just read it out loud so that everyone knows what it does?
Haste. The transmuted creatures move and act more quickly than normal. This extra speed has several effects. Attack action: a haste creature may make one extra attack with one natural or manufactured weapon. The attack is made using the creature's full base attacks plus any modifiers. Okay, and it also hasted creatures gain a +1 bonus on attack rolls and dodge rolls to AC and reflex saves. Will be hasted for 10 rounds. That is for my first move. My second action, and there's smoke everywhere. Everyone's hasted. I'm going to run into the cellar of that Chardonnay.
So you are hasted, and you head to the wine cellar. You get as many of the cooks in there as you can, and you seal the door.
And while I do, it's like, run, everybody run out of here, get out. They're going to kill us. Flies.
Does my character hear that?
Yeah.
Because I know how corporate do.
Now, you're in an odd position, though, because when the smoke filled the room, Czar, your character was surrounded by counters on all sides except for backwards, so trying to navigate in the smoke is going to be difficult for you because you got counter space all around you.
I know. There are cupboards, though, right? I might try to sneak into the cupboards. The lower cupboards.
So you try and crawl into a cupboard and disappear.
So, Alice, how many cooks was I able to haste, I guess, or kitchen personnel?
For now, we'll say you got all of them.
Okay.
But that may be retroactively changed.
And at some point, would I be kind of recognizing a deja vu of any sort? I mean, being master of time and all.
As I explained, Orange came in, and one of their people vanished into thin air and disappeared. Same thing with a member of Green Squad vanished and disappeared. But now there's 2 squads in the kitchen. Now that brings us to Jeremy, who, if anyone cares to notice the smell in the air, Jeremy has wet himself and is sweating profusely and appears to be a bit of a crying mess huddled against the wine rack behind him, arming himself with a wine bottle and shaking like a leaf. Squad Commander Red enters now. So another squad enters the kitchen. The green continues to shift down and file out of the kitchen as they begin to search other parts of the club. Another member of Red Squad also now vanishes and disappears. It is now Max's turn.
Max pulls Jeremy down the hall around the corner with the intention of going into the infirmary, and hiding under the bed, just like she saw in her video. The Baron says, "Get to the room and hide like you did. I'm going to see what trouble I can cause out here." So he actually will move out here just to be in the area.
Squad Purple is the first squad to enter in through the front after killing the bouncer. A member of their squad disappears into thin air and is hiding somewhere now. The other squad members begin to disperse across the dance floor and the rest of the club. Coventry, it's your turn.
All right. So, where am I exactly? I can't really
You are coming down the stairs. Right here.
Oh, running full speed into the kitchen.
All right, so as you head down the stairs, I need a reflex save from you. Oh, terrible. Terrible. As you come down the stairs, you are greeted by a thermal blade popping out of the corner shadows and slicing straight through your knee
Ooh.
That's
on your right leg.
I'm glad
Oh,
everything
yeah.
happened.
Oh,
No kidding.
that's gonna hurt. A damage reduction.
Well, we're calculating damage right now. Mark will tell us if that knee is lost. Keep in mind, Mark, this is a thermal katana, so it's superheated. The blade is red hot.
That ninja's gonna die slow.
The good news is, if your leg is cut off, at least the wound is already pre-cauterized,
Yeah.
That's the good news.
so no bleed out.
Wait, here's the bad news.
Well, I also would. I'm gonna use my leg and beat the ninja to death with it. That should give me some shock value, but some intimidation bonuses at least.
Well, while Mark calculates damage, do you want to try and pull off a counter to this?
Yeah, why not?
Roll me an attack and see if you can pass his AC.
All right, you do get a shot at his torso. So as you're going down from the knee wound, you bring your weapon up and hit him right in the side and the torso. And you get him with your katana as well. Now, what is your strength modifier?
+6.
So, okay, so it's a strength-based weapon. So you add your strength modifier to the damage as well. So what does that damage become?
Total of 13.
All right, so you did 13 damage to the enemy ninja's torso, which unfortunately isn't much. It basically makes sparks on his armor as your blade grinds against his metallic armor. So, Mark, did he lose that leg at the knee?
Yes.
All right, so you fall to the ground. Your leg is not bleeding. It is cauterized, but you have nothing on the right leg from the knee down. It literally sliced you just above the kneecap,
Oh.
right through your leg. That brings us to Raphael's turn.
Are they looking at me?
No. Because of the smoke, you're crouching behind a nearby fireplace thing. They have not noticed you.
I am not crouching, I'm just sitting there.
Okay, well, they still haven't noticed you because of where you are.
I prepare my weapons in case they start noticing me, and I just continue drinking my drink if they don't notice me
Alright.
from preparing my weapons.
Well, they're shouting for everyone inside the bar to get down the ground, and they're handcuffing people and stuff.
Yeah,
All right, that
and I'm
brings
not
us
about
to...
to get my drink interrupted.
And then the next squad enters into the front, and this squad does notice you,
Neat.
and their commanding officer makes his way over to you and demands that you get on the ground and put your hands behind your head and prepare to be cuffed.
Not gonna happen.
So, Lilith, it's your turn.
Right, I need a power roll then.
Yeah, so you do need to do an architect power roll. So you don't get as much tar as you were hoping for. Normally, you would be able to disperse 2 tons of tar spread out across that distance. There's only about one ton of tar spread out.
But
So
it's like enough to get their feet to start sinking into the ground.
it would be a 3 square by 3 square distance from right here. So 3 square by 3 square distance, centered right here.
All right. My character is probably just crouching behind the bar right, with my cat.
There is the tar area. It is that square area.
Seriously?
That's cool.
Sorry. Hey, it's not hot tar, so it's not burning you. You're not taking heat damage.
All right. So now that area is anything within the area is only getting 1/4 their movement as far as movement distance. They still get all their attacks as long as they don't move, because it's not going to stop them, their trigger fingers from working. It's just stopping them from taking any steps forward. 1/4 movement through that area.
Now, with the toes still on their feet, wouldn't they still have the penalty, like half their movement out of the area?
Not really. I mean, and what I mean by that is, I imagine the tar, once they're off the initial source, would dry pretty quickly.
Because I didn't heat it up.
I mean, yeah, you didn't do very good on your roll. It's not exceedingly hot, so it's going to dry pretty quickly once they get off the initial source. All right, so that brings us to the next person turn order, which is my character, which means my turret activates now because it goes on me.
I got a question. Wouldn't the guys in the tar be counted as flat-footed, though?
Yes, so there's my turret, and I'm going to have it do its attacks. So Hikaru. I'm going to activate the neural uplink, so I'm looking through it, which gives me the bonus. I can do 3 bursts of 10 rounds. So I'll do one at this guy, and this guy. There's the first burst against the first guy.
No jam.
Mm-hmm. So how many shots got off, Mark?
Okay. 2.
So 2 hit locations.
Try the D6, the 2d6 again.
I already am.
There we go. Both to the right leg. That will be 61 damage.
Now for the next set of 10. Now these next 2 sets of 10 are going to flat-footed people. 10 for this guy right here.
There's 6. There's 9. There's 10. Every one of them will hit.
I see at least 3 headshots in there.
Okay, so plus 90 on that. 194 points of damage. So we can effectively say bye-bye to that guy.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. So now to the next flat-footed guy, which will be this guy right here.
Okay. Yep, this one is also dead.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. Killed 2 of them and wounded the leg of another.
He doesn't have a leg.
Oh,
So
the one
that's
who I
2
shot in the leg lost his leg?
Yeah, he's legless.
He's flat foot, not flat footed.
Yeah. So that means there's now 2 people missing a leg in this here building, and that's 2 extra weapons people can use to beat people senseless with. Just so long as you're fast enough to get them.
Yeah.
All right, so now green squad members are heading down the hall towards Coventry. These green members are flanking the counter behind Lilith and Jeremy as their commander moves in to help them. So that brings us to the head baker, who cooperated and was handcuffed on the floor, face down. Give me a sleight of hand roll to see if you can get the handcuffs to the front of you instead of to the back of you.
How, like, what kind of handles do these cupboards have? I could probably just either grip it in my teeth or something.
They're concave, not convex.
I guess sleight of hand then. Yes!
Okay. You do get the handcuffs to the front of you.
Okay, so I'm gonna shift things around and get in then?
Well, we also need a stealth roll.
Oh, okay. Lovely. I might get shot.
To make sure that they don't notice you trying to do this, because they did tell you to stay on the ground and not move.
Okay, so when I make a loud sound, can I realize that I did so and try to do something else?
Well, here's the thing, is you try to open the thing, and the last idiot in this kitchen overstuffed that cabinet, and a bunch of pans fell out. So,
Wait, what?
Immediately, one guard turns to you, and give me a reflex save.
Oh no.
Keep in mind, you're at a -2 due to the handcuffs on your reflex.
17?
All right, 17 was sufficient for the first shot. Why don't you give me 2 more?
7 and 18.
Okay, so you dodged the first shot. The second shot you did not dodge, but you dodged the third. And he says, "I told you not to move. Now face down."
As she's going well, okay, so...
You were shot in the torso, and you received 14 points of damage to the torso.
So as she's about to get back down to the ground, she's going to use her power to do something real quick. Just sing a few words to herself. Hopefully they don't know what she's doing.
As you continue to speak, he fires off 3 more rounds, saying this is not a discussion.
Ooh, attack of opportunity.
Well,
Oh.
That one.
Oh, you got his jam.
Critical
Okay.
fail.
His gun jammed up. His gun jammed up. You are safe.
So after he says that, and she closes her eyes for a moment, she opens her eyes, looks at the crystal sheet that is forming about here, right in this guy's square. What's
There's a
that?
what forming?
A bluish crystal forming just above this guy's head.
All right, so above this guy's head right here. Okay.
Yeah. And not very
Alright.
long after that, it shatters outward, basically damaging everyone within 20 feet of that guy.
All right, so roll me damage.
Yeah.
Oh, but they do get a reflex save to half the damage, and
All right,
avoid getting
so
stuck.
that is,
Because if whoever fails this reflex save is stuck to the floor.
Well, there's the commanders, and then there's that one. So, some of them look like they failed it. 24 and 23.
So those who failed their reflex save, those who failed their reflex save take all of this damage, are entangled, and are stuck to the floor.
All right, so that would be the first and the last of the basic troopers. So this one and this one by the oven.
You said the commander failed.
So they're stuck to the floor.
Is that not the commander?
Yeah.
That one's the commander.
He failed.
So these two guys then take 22 damage. Everybody else takes 11 who is in the radius.
All right, so that brings us to Kingston. You have 4 chefs in there with you, locked into the wine vault, as it were.
I will cast Bullet Shield on myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to increase my AC to 37 versus
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
ranged attacks. Okay. All right, and I'm still hasted, so I'm going to use my Arcane, which allows me to teleport 50 feet. And I'm going to teleport back into the kitchen, maybe right here.
How long
Right.
does your AC booster last for, the bullet shield?
It will last for 10 rounds, sir.
All right, so that translates to 5 in this. There we go. There we go.
Right, so that's a move action, and then I want to Chivalrous Watch to stop mid-time.
All right. So you're stopping time in the center of the group?
And that is I just roll for the turns, right?
If you're gonna try, did you say you're gonna try and stop time?
Yes, sir, mid-stop time.
All right, so yeah, give me a D4.
So roll 1d4. Okay. So is it?
All right, so 2. So for the next
Okay.
2 turns, you get to take 2 actions in the turn cycle. So Mark, give him staggered throughout the turn order another turn for the next 2 turns.
Also calculate the haste with that, or does that work together?
It wouldn't give you a 3rd turn. It would just mean that on your 2nd turn, you also have haste.
Okay, and one more turn. I mean, one more action because I'm hasted.
Yes.
Because of that, I'm going to shift into Krynos, meaning my huge werewolf form.
All right, so you're transforming into a werewolf.
Yes, the big bad wolf.
So even though the token doesn't reflect it, he's transformed into like a werewolf creature. He just doesn't have a token set up for that yet.
So literally everybody in the kitchen is time stopped.
So all those squads and turns are non-active right now. And that lasts for how many turns do we say?
You gave me 2.
Was 2.
Yeah.
There we go.
Let me look at my notes.
All
here.
right. So Kage, it is your turn.
Okay.
Yes, you are invisible to everybody who doesn't know you're there.
Is this a wall or?
That's a wall.
Okay.
It's a full wall. It is transparent though. It's semi-transparent at least. It's tinted blue glass, but it's semi-transparent.
So it's translucent. You can see light through it, but you can't make out a face
Yeah.
through it.
This is not a wall, right?
No, that's the stage.
No, that's the edge of the stage. Yes.
Okay.
But there is a wall along right here. Like you cannot just go straight to the stage. You have to go through here and then onto the stage.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do that though.
All right.
So once I get on the stage, they will see me, right?
Yeah, once you're on the stage, they'll be able to see you.
Okay, then I'll stop my turn here.
All right. So Jeremy.
He's being pulled by Max into the infirmary.
Okay. Well, he's following obediently, shaking like a scared little coward, trying not to piss himself any more than he already has.
I'm not giving him too many choices in the following thing.
Does
Yeah.
he still have his bottle of alcohol?
Yes,
He has his bottle of alcohol he's holding on to like a
a
mace.
firm grasp of the bottle.
You may want to actually get him to drink that. Otherwise, stuff may be a bit harder.
When I
Make him
get him to
get
the point where
relaxed.
he's seated down, I'll probably take a hit off it myself.
Okay.
But
So Squad Commander Red will go next. So you're just moving Jeremy towards the
going
hospital,
into
you
the
said.
infirmary, I'm going to take up the position I had last time. I'm going to warm up my hand.
All right. So Squad Commander Red
Frozen.
is currently frozen. Yeah.
The only
So-
body of red that is not frozen is the one next to Coventry.
Oh yes, the ninja for Red is not frozen, so I better do his action. Good point out there, Mark, that he's not actually near the group. All right. Your best bet here, Coventry, is a simultaneous attack because he's not going to. You either want to do a parry somehow and avoid his attack, or try and attack him at the same time. So are you going to try and parry this and hit him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to parry him.
All right. So give me a reflex roll. All right. Then I'll roll his reflex to try and avoid being parried.
Ah,
Jeez.
The rules.
All right. So there it is.
Hope he doesn't make you symmetrical.
Off goes your hand.
Jeez.
I am very close to taking the rolls off you, Alice, and doing them myself. That way the players have a chance.
Yeah, man.
The main problem is that these ninjas were designed for speed. They don't have much in the way of other things, but they are fast.
That's fuck boy.
Yeah, the thing is, that ninja was attacked twice, and you have rolled 2 critical hits with him.
Yeah. I do tend to roll high as opposed to my group, which always tends to roll low for some reason. I guess I'm just lucky as a GM.
yeah. You guys are gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to give me a hand because I only have one now.
No.
I-
Actually, his attack misses.
Really?
He
Oh,
cannot cut off what is not there.
Yeah.
1 second.
well. Either way,
Okay, so
I
that
still don't have a leg to stand on.
Well, so technically, yes, that attack does miss. So you can attempt to do another counter since that was first attack
Gee
missed.
whiz. Wasn't that
Yes.
fortunate? He cut off the leg twice. Wow.
So perform an attack as your counter because he missed.
Kill this guy. Take his head. Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's like winning a lottery and then finding out that the lottery has no money in it.
For like a nickel.
Yeah.
All right, so you did 6 damage to his right arm.
I'm gonna cut off that arm, beat him to death
Eventually.
with it,
Eventually.
and then I'm gonna beat him to death with it, and then I'm going to feed it. I'm gonna chop it up into pate and feed it to his family at his own funeral. Yes.
That's a positive.
As you were beating him to death with his own arm, I can picture you saying, "Stop slapping yourself! Stop slapping yourself!"
Oh my gosh. Positive attitude. That's what we need. And potato chips.
So he's going to pick you up and combat maneuver slam you into the metal door right behind right behind him. So he's basically picking up and swinging as hard as he can against this metal door. Let's see if he beats your CMD. $24 against Coventry CMD. What's her CMD?
Sorry, 31.
31?
Yep, that fails.
Yeah.
Yep, so he tried to slam you against the door, but he wasn't able to put enough force behind it, so you're still up and active in his arms. You want to try and do a final attack on him? Like kick him in the head or something?
Yeah.
1d6 for location. Alright, that's a headshot, so you did 14 points of damage to the head.
I will drink mead from his skull.
Alright. So.
Oh, that's funny.
It is now Max's turn.
In the infirmary, I take the previous position I did. I point my hand toward the door and waits for something to come through it and kill it. Baron is going to. He's going to just move in front of CL. And I'm actually going to spend some points. And I want to materialize close enough to CL to hide his body from anybody that's looking for it. So I'll spend 10 points, 10 points to materialize and do that.
So what are you materializing? You creating like an illusion that there's nothing there around him?
No, I'm creating me. I'm just materializing as myself, but opaquely in front of CL.
All right. So spend the points.
Okay, you got it.
Kingston?
All right, so I want to use my turns. I mean, it seems like these guys have handcuffs and stuff on them. How many I could disarm and put into handcuffs?
Give me 6 sleight of hands. So 6 dex rolls, basically.
Should I do 6d20?
Like I said, just roll 6d20 rolls plus your dex modifier in each one.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so you're not very good at actually handling handcuffs and operating them. So most of them are pretty shoddily closed. Like you think you've done it right, but you really haven't. One of them just fell off and it broke like as you're trying to do it. So you have no idea how to,
Handcuffs, therefore I can't.
But the one you did get was important. You did get the commander. So Orange Commander is now handcuffed properly. And so is Red Commander.
I was trying not to eat them, but I guess I have no choice.
But both the commanders are handcuffed properly.
I was able to disable 2. Reaction, tell them all to run. Like, since I have your leader, you guys better leave or it's going to get bloody, using my intimidation.
Well, they can't understand what you're saying right now anyways, because, again, they're frozen in time.
Oh, yeah.
They aren't even perceiving your actions.
Oh, okay. So, as of now, I was only able to capture 3.
Only 2 were actually captured successfully, and that's you put handcuffs on each of the commanders. The Orange Commander and the Red Commander are both handcuffed now properly. So now it's purple. Purple team. All right, so their commander is going to send this guy forward, and he is going to move forward, and he orders this person to investigate behind the counter.
Which person where?
Yeah, which person where?
This person to investigate behind the bar counter. And this commander is going to take some shots at Baron. He shouts for Baron to get down on the ground, which I assume Baron won't do. So he's going to take some shots off. Let's see. The commanders are using... There we go. So hit locations. How many do I need to roll?
4.
There we go.
17,
So what's the total damage?
81 points.
More than enough to break the illusion. He's forced to go non-corporeal again. Because remember, if he goes solid, he does take damage, but he only takes 1/4 of the damage. Let me double check his resistances though to make sure I'm right on those numbers, because he can only be hurt by magic, true, and energy-based attacks. But that's when he's in ghost form, not when he makes himself solid.
Right.
But yeah, he'll only take 1/4 of the damage from this, but he does take damage to his HP now equal to 1/4 of the damage dealt.
81,
81, 4, 50, 20.
20.
Okay.
All right.
Look at that. 20. Okay.
Did it break the illusion though?
Yes, it did. I ain't gonna
Yes, it did.
take damage for this guy. But what I'm hoping is that he moves as soon as they get in front of him. So, but that'll be up to him.
All right, so
Wink, wink.
Coventry. So he's holding you up against the door, and he's charging his thermal katana again. He's about to just stab it through your stomach and pin you to the door, basically, with it.
Okay. Can I draw my gun and shoot him?
That's probably your best bet. And at this range, you'd be getting a +3 to hit, I believe. And you might want to do called shot to the head.
Oh.
Oh, you already
Because
rolled.
you're lit-
Yeah, that is the arm he damaged earlier. And I think that's
Yeah.
his katana arm too.
It's probably gonna be
Let me check. It does look like it, yes. That is the same arm. So, did you at least blow off his katana arm so he can't stab you?
Okay, total is 140.
Let's hope so.
19 damage.
I know somebody's hoping really hard. And his name is Coventry.
I think we all are.
No,
Yeah.
it is very much damaged, but it is still holding on. He will have reduced movement and reduced usage of it, but he still has it.
That's still good. That's still good.
Yeah, that's good.
You haven't made another movement yet, so you get one more attack.
So you're going to do called shot to that same arm again, or called shot to the head?
Call shot to the head.
All right, so -2 to your roll, which brings it to a 27.
Okay.
Their AC is 25, so you still hit. Oh, and just the people who do not understand what the tokens mean in the audience, green is health, red is armor points, and blue is AC. All right, so 20 points of damage to the head.
Yeah, there is only 4 points of armor left on Ninja's head. So one more shot to his head and you more or less will start doing straight health damage to him.
So I really blew his mind, huh?
More
Well,
or less.
almost. He's probably, Alice, give me a miracle roll, please.
So yeah, he drops you. So he's technically staggered for a moment.
Okay,
Woohoo!
D20, please. Oh, another miracle roll, please. Okay, yes, he does not have any concussion, so he is still going to be fighting at full strength.
Dang it.
Take what you can get.
Raphael, it is Janisha's turn.
Oh, good.
He's not in the voice channels.
Yes, it is your turn, Raph. All right, so why is did Raph leave the Discord?
Yeah, he dropped call.
Oh, he
Yeah, he's
accidentally
still in the
dropped.
game.
Okay, but he accidentally dropped the call. All right, it happens. So we'll count his turn on hold until he posts what he wants to do.
Yeah, just give us a yell, Raph, when you.
Yeah, as soon as he posts what he wants to do in the chat bar. So Pink Squad.
Pardon me.
All right, hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Had to help someone. Okay. So what did let me see. We had okay. So Pink told me to like lay down, right?
Yeah, the pink commander is telling you to lay down and put your hands on the back of your head.
Yeah.
You are in the tar, however.
I set my drink and tap my sniper rifle against the ground and stare at.
Alright.
I prepare an attack in case they attack me.
Well, he can see you summoning a sniper rifle, so he's going to respond to that right away.
Oh, I already had that summoned.
Yeah, he's putting it on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said you picked it up, right?
No, put it down.
Yanisha,
He's dropping it in the tar.
Yanisha, yeah, you need to be aware the floor is about 8 inches of tar.
Yeah, so if you put the sniper rifle on the ground, you're not going to get it back up.
It's not gonna. It'll. Oof.
But they don't know I have my gunchucks.
They don't know anything.
He can see the gun. Why wouldn't he be able to see your gun?
Gunchucks.
They can see the big one. They can't see the small ones that are hidden.
So, I just have like I put down my sniper rifle. Like, hey, no weapon. Keep drinking while I have one hand against my back where my gunchucks are.
1 second.
Preparing for a counterattack.
He shoots the drink out of your hand and says, I said to get down on the ground.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. I cast burst of adrenaline on myself.
You cast what on yourself?
Burst of adrenaline.
All right.
I fly up in the air.
You're in tar. You're stuck to the ground. Yeah, to go like walking, he'd have to do a strength check to get enough lift to fly himself into the air.
And that's why I did burst of adrenaline. Plus 8 bonus to the check.
All right, but I didn't see a check.
That's true. It says
plus 8 to a 0 is only 8.
strength. Add. Okay.
Funny, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so 28. So you do manage to pull free, although your shoes stay in the tar.
Sure, good enough.
And since how your shoes were buckled to the rest of your outfit, the whole other outfit comes off too. So pretty much your outfit rips off your body as you fly up.
Sure, that's not as fine as like okay. All right, so okay. I take my wait. I have used. Wait, I need to check what the burst of adrenaline is if that's a full action or.
Yeah, this whole thing was a full action. By the way, you also just revealed you can fly, which basically makes them think that you're a cyber psycho in a sense, which means they're probably going to start busting out heavy equipment.
Sure, let them. Okay, the burst of adrenaline is an immediate action, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I take my 5 foot movement in the air,
Okay.
and I start punching him with my gunchucks.
All right, so you probably were only able to fly up about 20-ish feet at that, like that's how long you've had. So you're floating about, he's about 6 feet tall, so you're like 14 feet above his head.
My plan to fly to his face and hit him because he shot my drink.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay. Need to see. Okay, I can't use it with my full turn thing, so that's just. Yeah. Okay. Just.
He is flat-footed too.
That hit him on the left leg.
Nice.
You know, if we take so many legs out, we might just rename our group to the Kneecappers.
Yeah.
So now all 4 of his men are going to fire off with their assault rifles at you.
Cool. Come at me, shooting my drink.
So they can each do a 10-round burst. So let's see here. How many hit locations on the first 10 rounds?
That will make only 3 hits then.
Okay.
So that will be 11, 24.
If they use swords, they would have hit me easily.
6. So that's 76.
There's the next group of 10 from the next guy.
76. Okay.
We haven't even had the part that I have a 35% chance to deflect projectiles.
Yeah, we'll just do the actual how many hits for right now. So there's 3 from there. That guy fails because his first shot was a critical fail. He doesn't get anything.
His gun jammed. All right, and so then the next 10.
1,
A lot of
2,
bullets, man.
3. 3 more, so that's 6 total from 3 guys.
I mean,
There's
it's
your
just
locations.
ballistics that I'm good against. Come on, stop using ballistics.
The last one. We've got 6 attacks that will hit.
And now for the last 10 from the last guy.
4 from that, so there's 10 total rounds that we hit, so 4 from here.
Alice, you said they thought I would be a threat to deal with because of my wings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, 10d100 and get less than 35. Okay, 1, 2, 3 will be taken off, so attack 3.
So you deflected 3 of them back at their direction.
1, 2. Okay, the first critical is negated.
Nice.
The last hit is also negated. 4, and the 38 of the last one is also negated. So that will make. Where is that?
So 7 shots still got through, though.
Yes. So 11.
Yeah, that still hurts.
24. No, skip all of them. 24. 36. 36.
I think this is going to hurt quite a bit.
36. 52. 52.
Yikes. Broadcasting the next turn. The next turn will be Lilith, and then Hikaru after that. So that's the turn broadcast.
107. 118.
Oh.
Damn.
Minus 15%.
118 minus 15. 8 by 15. So that should be 18. That should be 27. 8 divided by 15. So 101 points in total.
Uh-huh.
Now he's just upset. He lost.
All right.
Now it is Lilith's turn. So Slicer,
you're up.
All right, so basically, I see these guys starting to come up around me, and I want to turn this hallway that they're in into a tank of acid.
All right. Give me 2 rolls.
Tank. Like a fish tank?
Yes.
Hello?
And I want to make it the strongest acid that my character possibly knows.
Ooh. All I can say, dude, is you got to get better rolls, yo. All right, so you failed at maintaining the tar. When you turned your attention, you weren't good enough to maintain the focus on the tar as well, so the tar vanishes. The acid you create it would burn skin if it was touching skin. They would maybe get 1st to 2nd degree burns, but it's not going to be able to burn through the material of their outfits. It's not strong enough. I'm not looking for actually very high rolls from you. I'm just looking for you to roll higher than a 6 on the D20. That's all I'm looking for.
Well, can I re-roll that?
You haven't moved, so yeah, you can try again. So give me one more.
All right. So instead of moving, I'm going to take a test to do the roll.
I mean, I want to give you something here, so give me something to work with. Give me a roll here. All right, perfect.
Okay.
So now that hallway where they are, just within this 3 square area right here, is now converted to a 2-inch deep pool of ultra powerful acid, strong enough to dissolve iron. It would take about a turn and a half to dissolve iron.
A 2-inch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, so I wasted my. Okay.
I mean, that's still pretty good, dude. Like,
That's not a waste.
I mean, it'll burn their ankles
I'm
off,
not
dude.
jumping in that. I don't care if it's 2 inches. I ain't gonna walk through it.
All of them automatically lose 2 to their maximum AC.
All right, so my cat is going to fire at this guy right here.
Okay. Well, you just used up all your actions.
Kitty's different.
Oh, your cat. Okay, yes, your cat.
The cat
Don't
with
forget
a
about
palico?
Kitty. Yeah.
It's like a palico is going to shoot him?
Okay.
And it's a 2-round burst.
Do both those hit, Mark?
Yes.
And of course, as I'm turning that into a tank of acid, my character says, "Splish splash, I'm taking a bath." It's like I'm thinking like no one else would probably get the reference because of the time.
Wouldn't you rather sing the Rubber Ducky song?
One note for everybody to be very clear: don't piss off Kitty, especially when she's going for headshots. Bad guy has no head no more, and then second round lances through the body and destroys that as well.
Ooh.
Kitty is very dangerous. Kitty.
Yeah, I'm glad she's on our side. Really.
I designed her to be a guardian for me while I'm in the net.
Hikaru is going to fire off 10 rounds at the purple commander using the turret. So like I said, I just did 10 rounds to purple commander, so how many hit?
Everything.
So 10d6?
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, he's no longer flat-footed.
165.
So purple commander drops to the ground dead, and then he's going to fire off another. I'm going to fire off another 10 rounds at pink commander now.
Okay, so the last failed.
So how many rounds hit the pink commander?
There are only 7 of them. 151.
All right. Hopefully I killed both the commanders. Yep, there we go. And that turret still has 10 more rounds. He's going to shoot the guy right in front of him.
Okay, +2 to hit for that.
Ooh.
Yep. And I'm going called shots to the head on all of them.
You would have killed him before you rolled your natural 20, so this guy's dead as well.
So how many of these hit the head?
All of them up to the first fail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headshot.
Oh, I don't have to roll hit locations then. What was I thinking? I did called shots. So 6 shots to the head. It's dead.
He's literally got his head has become Swiss cheese. You may see what's left of an eyeball leaking down, but that'd be about.
Hikaru is then going to open up the blinder with my own action, and do. I'm not opening up all the metal blinders up there, just one, slightly enough to stick my finger out. And I'm going to fire my finger grenade at this group right here. I'll hit this group of 2 is what I'm aiming for.
The pair down near the door.
And remember, it's just a concussive grenade. No fire, no fragmentation. It's just a huge concussion cloud, basically. Concussion wave.
Yanisha and Hikaru can see 2 rifles fall to the floor as red paste appears upon the wall.
Red paste.
Yeah,
I pulverized those 2 guys, okay.
Yeah, concussive waves was enough to pulverize both of the poor bastards.
Green squad. And Trev, in case you're wondering when your turn is coming up, it is coming up in about 5 turns. We are on the approach. Commander Green.
He's currently in acid.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately, from the vents, falls down onto the counter right next to Lilith, Green Ninja. Lilith, I need a reflex save. You only got to beat a 24. Nice. So you managed to get out of the way at the last moment. So a vent thing falls down, and right as this thing lands on the counter, its thermal blade comes down where it would have stabbed you straight at the head, and instead barely misses you as you tilt your head, and you can feel the heat from the blade graze your ear. All right, he's going to do a spin and follow it up with a swipe at your cat.
Oh no.
He's aiming specifically for the cat's weapon. He's going to try and slice off the sniper rifle. All right, so I'll have to -2 for my shot for this.
Okay, it is now official. I am taking any rolls you're going to do for this.
So he gets a 43 on his roll, or 42 on his roll, since I'll -2 for called shot to the rifle. And actually, it'd be -4 because I'm specifically aiming at the part that holds it to the cat's back. So -4, so 40.
That's still enough to take the rifle off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Critical. Wow.
Yeah, and I am doing ninja rolls from now on out because that is 3 straight criticals with them.
Missed on his first attack. He hit that thing with the second. He actually had 1 stockpile turn because he didn't act on. No, he had 2. He didn't act on the past 2 turns of Green's turn. He was just sort of watching it all unfold. So he's going to come around with another, like that full spin where he spins past your sniper rifle. He's now spinning that same momentum into your head, trying to get your head in that. So reflex roll, please. Ooh, that's a good reflex roll. So I'm gonna remove. He's already doing a call shot to the head, so that's -2. I'm gonna remove 4 more points off that, so he's at a -6. So that was a really good reflex roll. So now he's coming. Now that he swung past you and missed, he's bringing it around now and bringing it straight down on your head. But however, because of this, he only gets a -2 now, not a -6, because he is no longer trying to go against your reflex because you already performed a dodge.
Wow.
He's now compensating for the movement you just made. So he's at a -2 though still.
That's still a miss.
So that's it for that. And then Green Commander is going to get out of that acid first thing. And you can actually hear him cussing all the way in the hall, really, really vehemently, like really loud cussing. Okay. And then this guy is going to take a 5-foot step through the acid, and he's going to fire off a grenade from his underbarrel directly at Lilith. Only it's not a grenade. It is a chunk spike, a thermal spike, chunk spike. All right, so I will roll this now.
Whew! Miss.
So all right, so good. You guys also got to remember that these soldiers don't make human error. Like I said, these things are using level 3 smart, which removes almost all chance of human error when it comes to firing their weapon. As explaining why they can shoot in a crowd. Not only are they trained to do that, but their weapons compensate for such matters. Well, you guys can get the same thing. Some of you guys have the option to upgrade your weapon.
This is cyberpunk. Yeah. Everything like that's possible, man. It's totally possible.
Yeah.
Hell, just steal it off the corpses and use it.
Yeah, man. If they got it, we can get it. That's cool.
All right, so now the commander is going to take his action. Now he's done cussing and swearing, and that's just moving down the hall. He's going to send in this guy to this corner and send this guy in right behind him. So this guy's going to try and fire. Let's see. He knows where the target is. He's going to try and fire through the cover to that. So first things first, I got to do a D100 roll for odds to get through the cover correctly. He has to score below 45. All right, so he can't accurately aim it, so it's going to be a random shot. He can't make called shots through cover because he didn't score high enough to accurately pinpoint your exact location.
Does this add some cover to me? Oh, some AC?
Well, yeah, that's why I already just took that into account. You have 50% conceal. I just did that right there. It just means that he doesn't know exactly where you are. I need to do the roll. This is his basic attack mark, so you can do it. He's firing off 10 rounds from his basic assault rifle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How many of those hit?
3 will hit.
All right, so 3d6.
66.
Yeah, those are both leg shots. 2 to the right leg, 1 to the left leg.
Not my legs.
Man, this has not been a lucky day for legs, has it? So Kingston, it's your turn.
Okay, so we are still in the time stop bubble. I only was able to capture 2 of the commanders. So whoever that I couldn't capture, I just want to coup de grace them.
They can't fight back, so they're all these 4 die.
Now would be a good time to explain to us how exactly you coup de grace these 4 boys.
It would be me tearing out their throat.
They haven't even registered that they're dead yet.
And if I'm correct, that means that I have.
You have 1 more attack right now too, because you just used up 2 of them to perform that.
And then I will, I'll get in the corner here, next to the red commander.
Same thing?
Yes, sir. And if I'm
Orange
correct,
spot.
I have one more turn after this of time stop, and then I'll be it, right?
Time is stopped for 2 more turns. The snail is your time stop. The 4 is your AC boost, and the 3 is your haste.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it is Kage's turn.
Yes. Is there any? There are vents in this building, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
vents.
there's a vent.
Yeah.
Um,
Where is the nearest access point to those?
There's one directly above you.
Okay, let me enter that one.
And then where that would be a well, you're not being challenged right now on it, so you can do it.
Okay.
okay.
So which direction are you heading?
Towards the elevator.
All right. So move half your distance. All right.
Just so you're aware, that's where you are right now.
Okay.
But we'll take you back off because you're hitty.
Trev, it's your turn. Flying up into the air as gravity feels suddenly exploded outward towards them.
Okay, Trev, 3D100 and get less than 45. That's
3D100?
yes, please. Okay, Kitty and Lilith come back and land on their feet. Mr. Ninja lands prone.
Well, it should be noted that the Slicer takes 11 points of damage from slamming into the wall behind him because he went flying and slammed into that wall.
My bad, but I'm saving your ass.
I say thank you, as I'm trying to actually want to run away from that ninja.
Well, now he's on the ground. This is the perfect time to run. What happened to all the furniture around me? Is that still...
Okay, I will need a save from Pink and Green to avoid being showered by tables and chairs.
Also, Baron has to make a reflex roll.
Okay,
Only take half.
you will take full damage as well.
Because that's magic. His umbrella is an epic godly weapon.
Green is able to move aside. Our poor Pink here just got hit with 1 large table and 4 chairs.
Well, he has a skull fracture. His right leg has multiple fractures, and his right arm has multiple fractures.
Never any talk.
I apologize to all friendlies, but
He takes 34 damage to each of those locations. To 1, 6, and 3.
So how much damage is the Baron?
The Baron took full damage from the actual impact, which is 80. And poor Mr. Basic Soldier took enough hits to his head and body that he was unable to survive it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why bar furniture is a very effective weapon.
Yeah.
Whether it's a blunt object or it is shrapnel, it is always effective. Also, Miss Hikaru, everything in that area is now a very clear space, and your bar has taken a significant amount of damage.
Although the air is filled with wooden dust, it's like breathing in sawdust because all the wooden furniture was fragmented into the air.
It's pulverized in the truest meaning of the word. Okay.
if anyone makes any Mary Poppins jokes, they will get an umbrella slapped.
So the red ninja is going to... So he's going to bring the thermal katana down on her neck. Coming in at a downward right angle at the place where her neck meets her collarbone.
Mark gets to roll this.
Yes.
Well, first Coventry needs to do a reflex.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just glad he's not aiming for anything vital.
Here comes the drama.
Tell me your AC's more than that.
Uh-oh. Well, my next character.
Okay, that's just...
Well, wait. Mark, didn't you say that was -4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was also because he had damage to his arm.
Yeah, so like I said, he's safe because the AC, he failed the AC by 1.
So there's no armor. It will take you down to 10 HP, and you're considered knocked out of combat. So someone's going to have to come in and save your ass.
Okay.
That's it for Red. Is there any other members of Red
Nope.
still alive? Nope. Max, your turn.
Okay. Max tells Jeremy, "You don't move. I'll be back." And she sprints toward the door to the hallway. Boom. Gets probably about to there. Baron goes through to 15, 8 again. I'm going to ask if I can get if I'm within arm's length of the ninja.
Yeah, you're near enough to the ninja.
Okay. I materialize. I spend 30 coin. I materialize, I grasp its head, and I twist it and snap his neck. So I don't twist until I have his head firmly in my grip, and then I snap.
All right, so we need a CMD roll. It is a surprise attack, but it's still a CMD roll. So you try, and his neck is a bit too sturdy for that, given his armor.
Then I immediately disappear.
All right, good, because he tries to bring the sword around. Yeah. Takes 11 points of damage, by the way.
That's cool.
It's Kingston's turn. All of his status effects go down by 1.
I'm going to use teleport. I'm going to teleport these monitors are at. Teleport is the arcane teleport. It allows me to I was trying to save not using the spell, but I'll burn the spell.
All right.
I want to teleport to this room and then look at the cameras and do I see Coventry?
Yes.
Okay. Coventry is by the, I guess, bathroom door or something. So what I want to do is use Urban Step to appear right next to Coventry. So basically, I'm just perform first aid, I guess, for my next turn, but just basically saving Coventry from the ninja.
Unisha, your turn.
Okay. Those two pink guys, they are probably aiming at me.
You want to shoot at them?
Well, I'd have to pick up my weapon again. Plus, I'm almost dying. I would probably lose in 1 versus 2 combat. So I'm gonna fly away.
Well, you do remember that's been shooting at everything, and it's very effective.
But does it turn 360?
It can do 360.
So
I
if you
just
shoot
want
at
to
me,
let you know, Alice, I did burn all my teleportation spells for my 5th level. So I had 3. I used all 3 to save Coventry.
I feel, oh no, I'm fatigued.
All right, so you're gonna go that way?
I'm fatigued.
All right.
Let me see what exactly it does. Neither run nor charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dex. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna move there.
All right, so it's your turn, Lola. Yeah, he can fire at the ninja. You'd only be able to hit his legs.
Okay. Kitty's gonna go and grab his sword and then run off. I'm gonna take a shot at his leg, and since he's prone, I guess it's flat-footed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot his right leg then.
So called shot, -2.
He's missing his right leg now.
And for the soldier, I'm going to do a cold shot to his head.
Yeah, bye-bye. You see brains go splattering against the wall, and when it hits the acid, it dissolves. And then the body falls down and slowly dissolves itself.
I'm going to step back then. And of course, the cat got the ninja sword, so he can't grab the sword.
It just became your turn.
So I tell the turret to refold up, so it goes back into the briefcase. And then I will fire, then I'll reload my grenade finger as I run out to try and, I jump out the window here. I open the blinds and jump out to go pick it up. So as soon as I jump and I'm about to touch the ground, everything sort of just stops for all of us.
Okay.
And we all feel a very powerful presence. Even ZJ with his altered time, his time powers immediately turn off.
Oh.
Wow.
And we are all brought to the dance floor.
What?
Really?
We got Yo-Yo there.
Yes, and it actually looks like a bit like in a video game, like everything glitches out for a moment and everyone's pulled back to the dance floor. If your brain could process what's being seen, it would look very much like a graphical error.
Okay.
And we're all in front of them, so get this all spaced out correctly.
Well,
Get Max there.
Could be bad, could be good.
So line up the players, Mark, and yes, this group is going to be on the stage staring at them. Line up the players where both groups are facing each other.
But would it really teleport what's her face since she's KO'd?
Yep, she's teleported too.
Everybody.
Wow. As I was reaching for the first aid kit, I got yanked.
Wow. Interesting.
Guess it wasn't meant to be.
Put everybody that's on GM there to token layer.
Don't forget the cat.
Gotta get key.
So the briefcase is no longer there. So we all see on the stage, and again, as these people appear, everything sort of stops, but the moment before it stops, all the glass walls alongside the dance floor exploded outward, but the pieces didn't fall to the ground. They just stayed floating in their place in air as it stopped right after the explosion. And there was a rush of energy that just went through the entire club. Like their presence itself came with a shockwave of energy. And then you guys were graphically pulled back to this place, basically rubber banded back. And let's arrange these people properly. And Hans and him would be together like right there. So you see these people on the stage. You don't recognize, well, any of them. But two people catch your eye. This one, who just sort of stares at all of you with a very condescending, disgusted look for a moment before walking behind the group. The group closes ranks around her, and she walks over to this one over here, the one who looks like this, who is also staring you guys down, and she whispers something in the second person's ear from behind, and the person who she whispers into sort of looks at you guys, jumps down off the stage, goes over to me where I'm still in air. It's like it stopped me in midair, gives me a sort of odd look, looks at all of you, then turns and walks away, climbs back up on the stage, and as they all turn, they take 2 steps and vanish, and all of reality goes back to normal.
What?
And the glass pieces from the blue walls fall to the ground.
The attack squads, are they still there?
As you look back at them, they all appear to be lying on the ground with their hearts removed and bleeding from all the holes in their body.
How is Coventry?
But now that you guys are out of combat, you guys had no problem stabilizing Coventry, so that's not an issue. You guys are out of combat now. With that, as soon as we come back to our senses and we see that all the Militech soldiers are dead, I immediately close the club and ask my clientele to leave just for the day while we clean up the mess, and I immediately call for a meeting between everyone here up at my private quarters.
You look in the cameras, you even see the ones that were captured in the back also have their hearts ripped out and everyone get on the floor.
You can never question these guys.
It's too bad. But on the way up, I stopped by one of the ninjas and picked up a sword and a sheath. Just curious.
You'll see me coming in with like a ninja being dragged in by both hands with the cat dragging in one more.
Hey,
So
can
Mark,
somebody
take
help
them-
me up
take
the
them to the-
stairs?
We move the bodies. Definitely got to get those bodies out the kitchen. And I guess I'll finish cooking my steak. Put on a plate, get my bottle of wine, and head upstairs. That's what the boss is talking about.
I need to grab Coventry and grab Jeremy too.
I catch a little bit looking out the window of the upstairs.
Matter of fact, is this the room where all the monitors are and the cameras are or whatever?
I have that in my private quarters as well.
You know what, boss? You're going to have to give us some extra pay, man. You know, I'm going to be risking my life trying to cook.
Hey, you may risk your life every time you try and cook. We risk our lives every time we try and eat your food.
And everybody also drops out of their combat forms.
And by the way, Coventry, did you want your leg? I mean, I don't know if you
you all, and we'll work together in case any more weirdness happens.
Could I show you what apparently happened yesterday? Or
Yes.
it happened today, but this stage just repeated itself. Weird. But I will then rewind or start the digital readout over, and I'll play all the way up through till we get to the elevator and into the computer room with Jeremy, and play that whole thing for him and say, there's some stuff going on here. This is weird.
It's like a temporal
So
loop.
we watched this and realized that we all worked together before, that we've had this same conversation before. But we also noticed something else. During that fight, there was no sudden strangers on the stage yesterday.
Right. That was it. I recorded that too, by the way. So
You're also noticing that we're not being attacked again by giant death robots.
I know we're getting all distracted with videos of what we did yesterday, but who the hell were those people who showed up?
Well, let's look at that. I say to you, you said you recorded that too, right?
Yeah.
Just now?
It's the same people, except the last time they used electronic surveillance, and this time they used ninjas.
All right, so let's bring up their faces again for everyone to see.
Who's that? Is that Cobra Commander?
She seems to be in charge. She seems to be enforcing.
All right, now you notice that these two people, when they're on the stage, appeared to be a couple. They were holding each other very tenderly while staring at you menacingly.
These people before, right? I mean, what does your database say? I mean, you do a facial recognition or anything?
And these two appear to be very chummy as well, like a commander and right-hand man kind of thing. These two seemed very chummy.
It's almost like a Batman and Robin's position.
Okay.
Dynamic duo kind of thing.
But in the character, no facial recognition, anything. We have zilch on these people.
If you run facial recognition, you get these two right here showing up. They're the only ones that show up in facial recognition. They show up as two serial killers who had both been executed in Germany around the time of World War II and World War I. The exact dates and everything of their trials, some of that has been lost. I mean, that was 4 corporate wars ago, lots of the damage to the world and destruction of information and stuff like that. But they were cannibals who kidnapped children, ate them, did really messed up things, and then sold the possessions back to their families kind of thing. They were pretty successful for a while without being caught, but they were eventually caught and executed.
Would this have made their world news?
Yeah. Their names listed in file are Hans Grons and Fritz Harman.
Okay, but how do they relate to the rest of that group that's on the stage?
Exactly. And you said they're dead, so obviously they're not?
According to the record, they were executed and buried.
And we can't get any other facial recognition on the other 6?
Nope. The closest thing that comes up with this guy is readout, where it gives you most likely region of origin, but no exact match.
Okay, which is the region of origin?
Most likely Eastern Europe, centering around Romania, is being the most likely area. Can't get a time period.
No. I'm asking, does my character recognize him?
Nope.
No.
Beyond your time.
Okay, so much earlier than me.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty old then.
Well, the only thing we have is on Hans and Fritz, so everyone else is just a mystery other than the possibly Eastern European.
I'll ask this question, Jeremy. Do you recognize any of these people?
He says no. If you guys continue looking, there's no exact match, but this person, one thing shows up in old historical records as possibly being a facial match to someone who was supposedly seen at nearly all of Stalin and Lenin's speeches.
So it seems that these guys might be connected ideologically over time. Or it's weird, okay.
Yeah, but why the hell would they show up here? Like, what the hell?
What happened when they showed up? All the bad guys, or all the guys that were fighting us, died. We were brought out so that we could witness them. and then they left, which is a mystery for sure. Because why would they? First of all,
And then the girl walks up to what's his name,
yeah.
and then talks back like, "What the hell?"
Why would they help us? What's their motivation for helping us? What is it? Something they want from us, or is it something we're going to do for them, or something we already have done? We hadn't done anything together. This is the first thing we've done together.
What I would like to do while we're sitting at the table here, I want to chrono soothe, and then I want to advance foresight and get any clues in the near future.
Okay, so I see one question here. Would I have a clue about them being architect? They weren't architect. The only story you've ever heard about Fritz and Hans is that supposedly 2 years after they were executed, someone dug up their grave.
No, I was meaning, would I have, since I've met many of the architects before, would I have any idea that this was architect power?
No, but you do know that you remember hearing a story that supposedly their graves were dug up 2 years after they were buried, but it was just chalked up to angry family members of the victims doing it, like defiling their bodies and hiding them somewhere, basically.
Okay.
It was just chalked up to basic public vandalism due to public outrage at their act.
So it became like an urban legend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I, like, rub on my talisman or my totem and, like, pray to Bastet, maybe for some guidance?
You pray, and you feel something appear in your hand. It's a note. You read it, and written in Bastet language in all caps with several exclamation marks is, "Nope."
And for those of the modern day, that would be nope.avi.
Can we Google for these images?
This foresight doesn't work either?
But yeah, Trev could maybe recognize that rune, Mark.
The only person that could help you at this point would be Seal.
But CL takes a -4 on all things mystical.
Yeah,
No,
but you do
it's-
recognize one mark, the mark on this chick's forehead. You recognize it because it was also in the bloody blueprint that you drew on the wall. You know it's it's an Elder Eldric rune of some kind.
Well, I'm like a language expert. Would I know what this is?
Do you speak Elder Eldric?
Does that count or no?
What do you have?
Exotic languages?
No. This is
It's
exotic, but
exotic.
it's too exotic. This is godly languages. You would actually need something greater than that. You need like arcane linguistic studies, I believe, is what this falls on.
Let's see. I should have spellcraft, right?
Give me a spellcraft roll.
D20 plus 10.
Yeah, you failed really bad there, but Trevor knows it's the rune for Harbinger. Harbinger or Vessel is the possible usages of that rune.
Since it's on the
Languages.
forehead,
What language
She's
is it written?
she's also the only one you saw say something when they first appeared to you. Something she whispered into this person's ear, and if you caught it, but she was the only one who actually made any sort of speaking.
well, does he tell us that it means either harbinger or vessel?
Do you tell them, Trev?
I'm gonna mumble it and then say it out loud because I'm like, I'm trying to pronounce it in English, or whatever common language it is. So it takes me a second, and then I say it out loud.
Uh-huh.
Harbinger or vessel? Since the mark is on her head, it might mean she's a vessel of something.
We know 2 and a strong third of those people that we saw are dead. We don't know the other 4.
The fact that she was like the one that they were guarding means that she probably holds something very powerful.
Well, what language was this in? The symbol? Like, where was this?
Elder Eldritch? Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can we look under Elder Eldridge and Croft Harbinger? Gather intel and analysis.
Do we have a computer terminal available? Is Google around?
Well, you guys have been using computer terminals, and again, you're not getting any matches on any of the others, but you're 90% sure that this person shows up in at least 30 different photographs, all related to speeches by Lenin, Stalin, and Trotsky. And he shows up at Lenin's funeral, and at Trotsky's funeral, and at Lenin's funeral.
So he's living in a long time.
He looks exactly the same as if he
Yeah.
hasn't aged a day.
Or Master of Time. Someone who can go through time beyond its linear ability. I guess it would be fair to check I guess where they showed up, I was on the stage. Use Synth Chronocyte and I guess see whose Chronocyte was stronger. Who left the stronger imprint?
All right. You can't really tell that anymore because they left. But if you go back to the stage, you can see, upon inspection of the stage, there is odd chronocyte alterations. The fact that your time power is turned off at the moment that they appeared, your brain is one of the few brains that could process the rubber banding. And in that moment, you saw all the chronocytes basically stop mid-motion. Their frequencies basically came to a near halt. For a moment, time almost completely stopped existing. Didn't just stop, it like stopped existing. Chronocytes almost dispersed completely.
I'm mulling over on that Harbinger mark, and can I like try and contact Nyarlathotep about it?
Yeah, you can pray about it.
Then
you can go think about it.
Let's have a chat with Nyarlathotep then. Let's pray.
All right, so you're going to need to pray for about a good 6 hours because Nyarlathotep likes long prayers. And more importantly, praying to Nyarlathotep requires an offering. You need to, during that 6 hours, as a test to get contact, you need to design something within that 6 hours worthy of his attention. Praying to Nyarlathotep isn't a subject of praying, it's an act of creation because he is a god of crafting. You have to create something as you pray.
Hand me some of those parts from that those ninja armors. I'm gonna make something badass.
I look at you and it says, better be some type of badass armor I can wear.
If Nyarlathotep doesn't take it for himself, then you can have it.
So
I just need parts.
Even the guy who seems to be immortal, who's with Stalin, Lennox, Trotsky. We don't have a name for him either, do we?
No.
For who?
It's interesting that they stopped time, and we've experienced a reversal of time very recently, and I'm trying to figure out if those two incidences, the both temporal incidences, if they're related in any way. I mean,
Well, Jeremy and Lilith can confirm that they did the first time travel thing.
exactly. Okay, so that was done by that supercomputer thing, Xana thing. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So do we go back to the computer? Snap this back here. Maybe there's a clue over there.
Let you know, my character probably would want to try to download the Return to the Past program and see if she can modify it.
You guys are welcome to go back there. Yeah, on your next on your next session. Yeah.
I don't understand. If it's truly a supercomputer, maybe we can, if we can control it, maybe we can get it to give us some answers about these things.
Nah, it's a supercomputer, but it's dedicated to a very specific purpose.
Oh, okay.
It has to be a supercomputer just to have enough power to carry out that one singular purpose.
Right.
Yeah, but is it going to put us in another loop, though? Like, are we going to see them again?
All right, it's getting dark now, so it's getting like nighttime.
Can we go to bed?
My character is going to go to the medical wing real quick and check out some stuff. She's also going over here to check out her old notes and grab her tarot cards. So as she grabs her tarot cards, so as we're all pondering this, she's just desperately trying to think for answers too, and something tells her to go grab her tarot cards. So she goes and grabs her tarot cards. I'm going to scan them real quick and see if any of them could help us in this situation.
That's supposed to be microchips, not chips.
Yeah, does everybody have what Trevor needs? Because that is quite a laundry list.
I got a leg part.
Yeah, he needs a suitcase, a gun, some springs, a thermal sword, 2 legs, 2 arms, a torso, and a helmet. Gears and microchips. Should we be kind of worried about what you're actually building right now?
Well, since he said that if Maleficent doesn't take it, he's going to give it to me, my character is not worried at all. She's excited.
Well, I think we could probably piece together from all the dead bodies down there, all this stuff. So maybe the
She'll give you the measurements of her body.
Well, no shame with that one.
Well, I guess at this point, I really don't know what to do, so I don't know. I mean, do we just go home and, come back the next day and go to fucking work?
My character suggests that everyone sleep here, that I'll arrange quarters for everyone here. So we all go de-stress in our own way. My character goes to sleep on this couch thing.
So is the succubus still pantless?
Yeah, she is still naked.
Her clothing is actually on the bottom floor, but she hasn't bothered to go get it yet.
My character would probably flirt with it a little.
Well, I got to
apologize for the tar.
Call my wives up and talk to them and let them know I'm staying over. Or can they come over?
Well, real quick, now that we're doing individual tasks, we need to bring up turn order because everyone has individual tasks that they can do now. So no enemies.
Yeah, well, I'll call the wife and let them know that I'm going to be staying over tonight, and they should come over the kitchen downstairs. Basically, we'll talk about, I'll let them know what happened about the attack and how I experienced a little bit of deja vu.
No, got to ask, would that be a good idea to bring innocence into this?
Okay, I'm not understanding something here because the Militech guys are gone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some people showed up and vanished. Well, we don't know who they are, but they didn't threaten us, right? I mean, they didn't attack us or anything.
Let's save their lives.
They didn't have to threaten you. Well, they didn't have to threaten you. I don't think you guys understood the feeling that you guys got when they appeared. All of you felt the most immense terror and danger you've ever felt in your lives.
They literally moved around time itself.
And your hearts were filled with dread. They didn't have to threaten you. Their very presence made you feel more scared than any of you have ever been. Most of you almost became Jeremy pissing themselves.
So we got a fear effect. It was fear of seeing them. They left.
It wasn't even of you seeing them. It was just their mere presence.
It's an aura. It's like an aura of fear.
It was like a fear of an
If these guys are so fucking fearful, like, why are we even fucking worried about where they're coming from? It's like, why even try and go after them if, or if they're gonna fucking kill us off? Like, if it's that dangerous, why are we going after them?
Well, I'm not necessarily in pursuit of them. I'm just wondering why they showed up here and now. What?
It's not pursuit. It's understanding. It's trying to figure out what that feeling was. It's not pursue them.
I don't really care if I don't want to go after them necessarily, but I was just kind of trying to figure out why here, why now, why us.
Yeah, basically why they decided to let us know that they are now watching us. Well, like an ant suddenly realizing that there's a human with a magnifying glass looking down at us.
That's weird.
All right, so I have a feeling that I can't talk to my family about it, or is it kind of like that thing?
You can, but there's a chance that they may get involved in the current situation. AKA, Miltech may actually use them as some sort of piece to trap you with.
All right,
you can do it. It's just that means that this will add another layer to the story that could be used against you.
Yeah, we don't even know who sent the
I'm in danger, so But at this point, I really don't know what to do. So I'm gonna just.
Okay. Well, say you've called up your wife and you're currently downstairs in the kitchen having a bit of a chat.
All right. I go with that.
My turn next. Looks like. So I call Max over to me. We go into a separate room, and I'm just sort of fiddling with my tarot cards, doing readings and stuff like that while me and Max talk.
Okay.
I ask him, so about you and the Baron, what's your guys' feel about all this? And I do look directly at the Baron.
Well, like I said before, I just don't know why they came here and now. What's the connection between what we did apparently a day ago? Maybe it's the temporal thing that they kind of how we blipped on their radar, and that's how they knew we were around. But I don't.
So you think because of that, return to the past, that they now saw us, that we put ourselves in their sight?
I would think it has to do something to do with time, because there are apparently people there who exist that are supposed to be dead, but I mean, we're not sure those are ghostly apparitions, although it didn't feel like that to me, and I'm kind of sensitive to that stuff. Yeah, it didn't feel like they were ghosts. So if they weren't ghosts, but they had some control over time, that possibility that they also have a keen sensitivity to rifts or displacements in time, which is what happened to us. We were taken back, and maybe that's what they saw, and that's why they were there, to warn us not to do it again, or I'm not sure. I don't understand. I'm a hard time getting the connection as to why they showed up here and now. So
I turned to the bear and go, he seems to recognize one of them.
I was gonna ask him.
You haven't really paid attention, but like you felt through your psychic connection with him. Ever since you guys saw those guys, the Baron seems deeply afraid, distant, and quiet.
Well, I thought it's because he's trying to heal up. He has not been talkative, that's true. If we attempt to talk with him now, he can tell us that he recognizes one.
Yes.
Okay. Which one?
He's uneasy about it, so roll a persuasion to try and convince him to talk. It was the demon who killed him. That he was killed by the devil of Hoibasu Forest. A demon that people called Dracula.
Okay.
So he tells you guys the story of his encounter with this demon Dracula in the forest where he was killed. And that the demon had a reputation for being the corrupted form of a aristocratic warlord who was well known in the area.
So,
who rebelled against all that was holy and became a monster, a god of blood.
So what we have here are 3 known murderers on a gigantic scale, notorious for their killing. A lot of death things. So since 3 out of the 7 were associated with death, maybe we can assume that they were all a death-associated thing. That's why when they showed up, all those guys instantaneously died.
Except us.
Well, except
So
for
you
us.
guys got names on 3 of them.
Yeah. Okay. Now we need to Google search to see how they are related. Gosh.
With one of them, you have a nickname, and that is you have a nickname on this one.
Yeah.
The one that supposedly showed up in all those Soviet photos.
Yeah.
Whenever you tried looking up the names of people on the back of the photos, he's only ever listed on a few of them as the Whisperer.
Oh,
So,
hey guys, I gotta drop out. I'm
yeah, that's it. This is actually the end for today. You guys have figured out everything you can learn right now, so that's it for today.
I hope everyone had fun. Bye.
Yeah, had fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good game. Good game.